and will now, from now on, refer to her as the name she prefers. She prefers to be called Katie.
That's right.
And
my mistake there on Caitlin. We've heard a few different ways to pronounce it, but it is Katie. And believe me, that name Katie's going to be on the lips of a lot of different people in Omaha.
And let's also, in some perspective, this field, you've got some prominent swimmers. Kate Ziegler is not in Charlotte. Chloe Sutton here, but as is Katie Hobb. They are not participating in the 800. And then, of course, in Omaha, you expect to see the American record holder, one great Janet Evans, in this event.
Yeah, just talked to Janet last week, and she's training hard and looking forward to Omaha. You know, she's a mom now, has 2 children, but she's just having a great time. I don't think she has any high expectations or anything, but she's Janet Evans, so when she gets on the block, Ted, she automatically has a second head start because of who she is.
Well, it's a very good first 100 for Katie Ledecky. 0094. Katie Ledecky swims out of the Curlberg Swim Club. Long time, very prominent swim club in and around the nation's capital. Her coach is Yuri Sugiyama, who was a swimmer at the University of North Carolina, but he himself swam as a youngster at Curlberg.
And when we talked to him earlier, one of his concerns was the fact that he didn't want her to jump on this too much here this first 200. He wanted to make sure she just felt comfortable the first 200. If she's feeling comfortable, she sure jumped on it. I mean, she is out really fast. You see her right there in lane number 5.
I asked Terry McKeever tonight, who's the U.S. Olympic coach and Cal coach, national champions. I said, so were you surprised by what you saw from Ledecky last night? She said, first time I saw her. Really? We were all in the same boat. Terry said, I knew about her. I'd seen her times, but that 400 free performance was the first time she had seen her swim in person. So, like everyone, as you mentioned, she was really caught by her poise, and as we saw last summer, I think with Missy Franklin, Terry pointed out, she just doesn't seem to be affected. At 15, you kind of float above all of the nonsense, the hype.
Yeah, this is very true, and she's just a bright young face for this American team, this team that has so many veterans on it, yet has so many great, bright future faces that we're going to see not only in London, but in the next quadrennium as well. She looked very good there. That second 100, 102 plus. That second 100, great technique. You see that height in the water she has. A very quick turnover for somebody that's so tall. Good solid little kick behind her. Maintains that great distance per stroke. She's got that long arms, long torso, that great head position. She's going to be 3:08 here at the 300, which is a really good pace. The 10th place time in the world this year is 8:28, Ted, and that would be great if she could slip in there and get in the top 10. That's 3:06 there, so backed off a little bit on that 100. And you mentioned the 3 swimmers, I'm sorry, Ted, but you mentioned the 3 swimmers that are not here. They're the top 3 swimmers in the Olympic trials going into this meet right now anyway, and Sutton and Ziegler and Hoff. Not sure even Katie Hoff is going to swim the 800. Right. But Ziegler and Chloe Sutton definitely need to keep an eye on Ledecky. I mean, those 2 would probably be the favorites at this point, along with maybe Jillian Ryan, as you mentioned earlier, but Ledecky has to be moving right up to the front now.
Kate Ziegler did have a 3rd place in Shanghai last summer. It was this distance behind the top 2, Adlington and Freis. And with 15-year-old Katie Ledecky, 4:12.23 at the 400.
103.9. So if she holds 4 flats, that's 12 and a 16. That's 8:28 right there. Wow. So she would be right in the mix of breaking into that top 10 in the world. Chloe Sutton, by the way, is 5th in the world with an 8:26 this year. And American women have had tremendous success in the 800. This event has been contested in the Olympic Games 11 times, Ted, and the American women have won 7 gold medals of the 11 times it's been contested, and they've won a medal every single Olympics except for back in 08 in Beijing. That's the only time they didn't medal. In fact, they didn't even have somebody in the top 8 in 08.
Now we have seen examples of youth in this event in Charlotte this weekend, and we're seeing another one here, and it's been primarily on the women's side where the youth is making statements, and Katie Ledecky right now is just blasting away this 800 field.
103.3, so her pace is actually quick in there. She was faster on that 5th 100 than she was on the 4th 100. So if she has ideas of trying to negative split this thing, good gravy.
Her previous best, Katie Ledecky's best, is 8:30.14. So she's on the pace. You can point out to take that down.
And we've still got a long way to go, 250 meters, but boy, she is on pace to go right by that. This is an important 100 here to see where she's at pace-wise. Once again, stroke-wise, she looks tremendous right now. She's actually increased her turnover, but you notice how her turnover is quick, Ted, but she never slips in the water. Great entry out in front. You always want to keep that stroke in that, we call the front 2 quadrants, and she does such a great job of that. Exits right at the hips. See that where she slips it right at the hips, and then keeps it out in front, never slips. It's a great shot right there of her. Great upper body strength, those lats. Really digging high on that nice deep catch out in front of her. See if she never slips in the water, never misses any opportunity to grab that water. And look at the distance she has put between. And this is a pretty good field. No, it doesn't have a Sutton or Ziegler, but boy, this is a tremendous field here. You've got the national champion.
Well, that's exactly right. That's the point. Jillian Ryan last summer at Stanford.
Yeah.
Really made her name her first big breakthrough win.
I mean, they're almost 10 seconds behind her. Wow.
And this swimming savvy crowd understands what they're seeing here from a 15-year-old. By the way, she just turned 15 on St. Patrick's Day.
Boy, I think the crowd really needs to get into it. You can hear the PA announcer really trying to spur this crowd to get behind her. But the crowd needs to use their energy to get this youngster home. She's 7:23 right there, Ted. Only 100 meters left. She's got a chance to break 8:25 here if she puts in a good last 100. 8:25 right now is the 3rd ranked time in the world. 8:25.5.
Last summer was the breakout for a 16-year-old Missy Franklin. She emerged on the world scene in a humongous way at the World Championships in Shanghai. And you can't help but feel good about where American swimming for the women is heading when you see more young swimmers. Here's a 15-year-old with just an astounding weekend performance.
Across the board, she just needs to maintain that stroke, keep that head down, get the kick in here the last 10 or 15 meters, and get under 8:25.
They are standing for her here in Charlotte. Katie Ledecky at 8:25.85, which is the 4th fastest time in the world this year. And she smashes her own. She's only 15, so I don't imagine she's done this a lot. But she does beat her personal best by 4.5 seconds.
Wow.
There's a new name for your racing form in Omaha.
That'll wake up the world of distance swimming in the world. Everybody take note right now. That's just
that is at that time 8:25.85. It's only 2.5 seconds off the time that Kate Ziegler swam to get the bronze medal in Shanghai last summer.
See her right there in front of us, swimming all by herself. She ended up winning the race by 11 seconds. I think she has the whole package. When you look at her stroke, she's got that great distance per stroke, never slips in the water. You see how she has that great catch out in front of her, a good solid kick, and the kick is something that's going to get better. Once she gets a little rest, her kick is going to improve, because that's one of the things that really gets hammered when you're training hard. So she's going to have a much better kick when it comes to taper time. Not that she needs much taper, but
There you see, we didn't get a chance to focus. Jillian Ryan second, Ashley Twitchell third, because all eyes were on Katie Ledecky. Breathe hard. Come on, tell us it was some work, Katie.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What does this feel like? This weekend here in Charlotte's almost like your arrival. You're announcing to the world, hey, here I am.
I don't know about that. I'm just trying to do as best I can right now, and I'm really happy with my performance this weekend.
Did you have plans to go that fast, or did you want to go that fast? What was the goal here in Charlotte?
Well, in the 800 here, I think I thought I could push under 830 and see how far I could get under 830. I've been training better than I ever have been these last couple of weeks, so I figured I would have a good performance this weekend.
Knowing what you've done here now, and Ted and I are looking at each other and kind of smiling, but knowing what you've done here, what are the expectations now all of a sudden for you in Omaha? What do you think about in Omaha?
I'm not putting any expectations on myself. I'm just going to go in there, have fun, and see how well I can do.
Katie, what do you think's your best event?
I don't know. I guess the 400 or the 800.
Well, you had two terrific performances.
Thank you.
Keep that smile going, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Omaha.
Thanks.
Katie Ledecky with the 4th fastest time in the world this year in the 800 free.
Award ceremony for the women's 800-meter freestyle. This event sponsored by RBA Group, and presenting on behalf of RBA Group, Emma Walker. Finishing in third from Bluefish Swim Club, 8:37.40, Elizabeth Beisel.